Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-ali al-azim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina Abil Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad. Wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. La siyama baqiyatillah fil aradin. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open our hearts and minds to better understand and appreciate and benefit from His feast in the holy months of Ramadan. As you know, one of the best sources we have for understanding the benefits and merits and virtues of the holy months of Ramadan is the sermon of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the month of Sha'ban. This is one of the best sources we have. We have, of course, other sources as well, like we have verses of the Quran, we have some du'as for beginning or end of the months of Ramadan, we have lots of short hadiths, but this is very comprehensive and one of the best sources that we have. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam started this khutbah by addressing people. Ayyuhan nas. Maybe the reason is that in Mecca, normally this was the way to address. One of the differences between Quranic verses which were revealed in Mecca and Medina is that in Mecca is more ayyuhal nas, in Mecca is more ya ayyuhal ladina amanu. Okay? In Mecca was all people, all mankind. Everyone was addressed. But then a community of faithful was organized, and then little by little, legislations came, so it was more for the mu'mineen. But still there were verses for all human beings. So Rasulullah says, Ayyuhan nas, innahu qad aqbala ilaykum shahrullah. The month of Allah has come towards you. I had recently a discussion in Qom when we had Ziyara trip about times and how we believe that these have identity. Month, days, they have identity. Okay? Because Friday is a reality. Months of Ramadan is a reality. Even you can talk to them. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam talked to the month of Ramadan. This is not a poetic language. It's a reality. Okay? And then I mentioned something in that lecture that inshallah maybe another time we will talk, which I think is helping us to understand better Islamic occasions in the calendar. Maybe you can remind me to talk about it next week, inshallah. So this month has come towards you. Basically is visiting us. Yeah? We are not visiting the months of Ramadan. We don't know where is months of Ramadan so that we go and visit it. We wait till the month of Ramadan comes and honors us. But months of Ramadan always comes with certain things. بالبركة والرحمة والمغفرة. This month has brought with itself Baraka. What is Baraka? That Baraka is a concept that in the secular societies they don't understand what is Baraka. Yeah, because they say, 2 plus 2 is 4. What is Baraka? There's no Baraka. Whether you are a good shopkeeper, bad shopkeeper, 2 plus 2 is 4. Yeah? Or for example, you take this much salary. What does it mean that it has Baraka? They don't understand. Yeah? If you get this much money, it doesn't make difference whether you are Mormon or not. But we believe that the calculation is not that simple. There are lots of other factors. Baraka means something which is not only good, but it is growing, increasingly is blessed. In my humble opinion, in Baraka there is always movement, growth, a spread, unfolding. If something is fixed and static, and from the first day to the last day is always the same, we don't say this is Baraka. Yeah? Baraka is growing, increasing, spreading. So you can say growing goodness. So months of Ramadan brings lots of goodness which grow and spread throughout the year. You can benefit from this. Throughout your life, you can maybe one Ramadan can change your entire life. It can change even life of your children and progeny. It's Barak. War-Rahmah. We are always surrounded by Rahmah of Allah, especially in the months of Rajab. We say, mercy is coming like shower, yeah, al-asab. In month of Sha'ban, we have mercy of Allah. But in the months of Ramadan, it's at the peak. The maximum level of rahmah that we can receive is in the months of Ramadan. How much we receive, of course, depends also on your capacity, but how much is available is maximum. Okay? So there are two factors. Supply and reception. Supply is at the maximum. Even children in the wombs of their mother can benefit. Yeah, but not the same way. Everyone has a capacity. And Rahmah does lots of things. Everything good comes from Rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the papers, Understanding God's Mercy, and lectures which are related to that, I have explained from creation, our health, lots of things, transportation, guidance, forgiveness, all are from Rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything you need comes from Rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one branch of Rahmah is Maghfirah, which is in here specifically highlighted. Maghfirah is not different from Rahmah, but it is a special type of Rahmah. We say Atful Khas Alal Am. Sometimes specifically we single out something. So, what does it mean? It means that months of Ramadan helps us with future and fixes the problem of the past. Maghfirah is for fixing the problems of the past and helps you for future. Like for example, someone very capable, very experienced visits you. Sees that you have lots of problems at home, nothing is organized, you have lots of issues. He repairs things, fixes things, paints things, and also then helps you for future. Gives you some tools, some skills, and says, for future also do this. So month of Ramadan comes and fixes the problems of the past and enables us to go forward in a better way with barakat that we receive. شهر هو عند الله أفضل الشهور. People may have different understanding of which month is the best. For example, maybe some people who go to a school, they say the best month is when the school is closed. Yeah, holidays, when they have holidays. Maybe some people who are doing business, the best month is when they make more money. Yeah? For a travel agent, maybe the best month is, I don't know, when they can sell more tickets. But for us, the best month is the month that Allah knows is the best for us. Yeah? شهر هو عند الله أفضل الشهور. Not that for Allah is the best, because for Allah there is no time. Means in the sight of Allah is the best for you. Yeah? He knows what month is the best for us. But this is not that it's only as a whole it is best. Okay? Every part and piece is also the best. Like putting some, pearls next to each other. Each of them is good. The collection is also good. Okay? But certain things, if you break it, the parts have no value. Unless they are together, they have value. Yeah? أيامه أفضل الأيام وَلَيَالِيهِ أَفْضَلُ اللَّيَالِي. Days of the month of Ramadan are the best days. Nights are the best nights. But even we can go further. سَاعَتُهُ أَفْضَلُ السَّاعَات. Even portions, hours, which might not be necessarily 60 minutes, portion of time is better than any similar portion throughout the year. Now, after this, the Prophet said, هو شهر دعيتم فيه إلى ضيافة الله. Month of Ramadan has come with Baraka wa Rahma and Maghfirah. But you are not automatically given these things. This is the point. It's not that whether you like it or not, they are going to be given. This is something that are available for you, are meant to be given to you, but you have to ask for it. Okay? Maybe we have lots of opportunities, but we have to go and ask for. Yeah? Allah has made this provision, and He is so kind that He has informed us and invited us. Sometimes I have something very good, I hide it from people. Or I don't hide it, but He says, whoever comes to my home, I will share with them. But sometimes I am so kind that I say, let me invite people and give them this. Okay? So, Allah has invited us, not only awliyaullah, not only very high, mu'mineen, all of us, all nas are invited by Allah to his feast. And this feast is not an ordinary feast. You can call it divine feast. Ziyafatillah. Just think about this. If, for example, an ordinary person organizes a feast, if, mayor of a city organizes, if the king organizes the feast, but this is ziyafatillah. Even Allah has not said to the Prophet, arrange a ziyafa for my people, or to the angels to do a ziyafa. This is his ziyafa. So our Lord, our Creator, has prepared this feast for us and invited us. Islamically, and we have it in all Abrahamic faith also, hospitality is very great gift and quality. Yeah? Hospitality is very important. Ibrahim alayhi salam was very hospitable. He loved always to have guests, and he was, sometimes going out and invite people to have meal together. If someone comes and knocks your door, you should offer hospitality. Yeah? And we have a hadith that Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawm al-akhir falyukrim dhayfah. If you have faith in Allah and the hereafter, you should honor your guest. Guest has a special treatment. Okay? If you invite someone, you have to treat him even better compared to someone who is unexpected. Even unexpected guests you have to honor. Yeah, you cannot say I didn't invite you. Yeah, you have to show hospitality even if a stranger comes, if someone is passing by, But if you invite someone, it's different. When you invite someone, you are expected to do the best. Yeah? You have to be prepared for that. And also, you have to be available. Maybe I am traveling, someone comes to my home, my family opens the door. Yeah, or I am at work. They say, this person has come. I said, let them come in. But if I have invited someone, then I shouldn't travel. I shouldn't go anywhere. Maybe I should take a day off. Because the first thing that the guest who is invited expects is what?
See the host.
To see the host, not to have tea or food. This is not the first thing. The first thing is, where is the host? Okay? So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has invited us to his feast. وَجُعِلْتُمْ فِيهِ مِنْ أَهْلِ كَرَامَةِ اللَّهِ. Because guests must be honored. يُكْرِمْ ضَيْفَهِ. Here Rasulullah says, جُعِلْتُمْ فِيهِ مِنْ أَهْلِ كَرَامَةِ اللَّهِ. Means now Allah wants to honor you. Okay? So, few things are important here. Number one, when you are invited, this is the sign of acceptance. Allah is telling you that I love you. Yeah, you are not an enemy, you are not a stranger, you are someone that is dear to me. Okay? Maybe you have done lots of mischief, but now let us have a renewed relation. I want to invite you. Okay? Number one. Number two, a guest is not asked, what have you brought? Yeah? This is not an etiquette for the host to say, have you done something for me? Have you brought something for me? Of course, if you have done some services, maybe it affects the love and appreciation. Yeah, for example, if you have saved life of the child of the host, it has impact. But no one would be refused because has not done anything or has not brought anything. Whether you are an old great friend or a new friend, whether you have done services or not, if you are invited as a guest, then it means that they want to welcome you. And they don't make it a condition that you must have done something good. Even if you have done something bad, if they are invited, it means they want to welcome you. Okay? And then they honor you by offering things which are not prices of what you have brought. These are gifts. It's not price. It's not reward. It's not ajr. It's gift. It's fazl. Okay? And whatever is available, the best thing which is available in the house. You know, sometimes people, they don't manage to have always, for example, rice. But when the guest comes, makes rice for them. For example, some countries rice is expensive. Or they don't have always very good rice for themselves. They keep the best food for the guest. Therefore, when there is guests, children are very happy. Alhamdulillah, we have guests, so we have the best food. Yeah? Because the host provides the best thing that he has for the guest. But proportionate to the capacity, you know. So, for example, if it's a child, you don't give them food which is good for adults. Yeah? Or if your guest is a student and you are a great philosopher, you don't give them philosophical things. So you bring it down to their level. But the best that can suit them, you give them. Okay? This is manner of hospitality. You give the best that you have which suit this person. And you make yourself available for this person. Okay? So, in the case of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just the fact that we are invited is honor. If we go inside and act as a guest, this is extra honor. And if we achieve liqa'ullah, meeting the host, that's the maximum. But how you are going to act as a guest, this is the question. How you can be a good guest. This is not something that, you know, formally we can say, okay, I accept the invitation and I will come and knock the door. If you accept the invitation, you have to do some real things, which Allah Himself has explained. When you come, one condition is that you must be hungry. Don't eat your food and come here. Because we have something special, but you will enjoy if you are hungry. You know, if you have already had your food, you are not going to enjoy. Yeah? Don't drink. Don't do certain things that are halal rest of the year. Why? because I want to give you a special treatment. And this treatment that I'm going to give you, first I need to wash your stomach. I need to wash your, digestion. So don't eat, don't drink, don't have, marital relation, whatever. Don't commit any sin. And let us entertain you. But then you say, what food are you giving to me? Is it rice, meat, whatever? He says, no, I have something for your soul. It's not that I invited your body. I invited your soul. And the way I want to treat you can only work if your body goes to some rest. Because if you are busy with your body, then I cannot work on your spirit. I need your body to be hungry, thirsty, somehow reduce your connection with dunya, so that now we can bring your soul to this feast. This is where angels are present. The spirits of prophets and messengers and imams are there. This is where the light of the Quran is there. You want to go with your body, it's not possible. You want to go with the soul, which is overwhelmed with the physical engagement, it's not possible. You have to free yourself from the burdens of physical life. You say, but when I'm hungry, I don't have, focus, I don't have, concentration. They don't want to teach you, physics or chemistry so that you say, I cannot learn when I'm hungry. They want to existentially work with you. Okay? So the teacher says, what I want to teach you is better if you are hungry and thirsty. Okay? Because it's different experience. And if you have prepared yourself, there is no limit in what you can be given. Even in one Laylatul Qadr, we can give you more than 8 years, some 8 years. Yeah? The minimum is some 80 years of yourself. Yeah? Because 80 years of me and 80 years of another person may not be the same. But at least 8 years of myself I can achieve in one night. This doesn't mean that rest of the months of Ramadan we don't achieve anything. In this hadith, Rasulullah says, throughout Ramadan, if you recite, for example, one ayah is like Khatmul Quran. Yeah? So maybe in the whole months of Ramadan, including Laylatul Qadr and other nights and days, we can make progress of hundreds of years. Al-Shahr is just for Laylatul Qadr. But you think, for example, night of 15th is one night? We said it's better than any night. So, altogether would be thousands of months if you are prepared. And when it comes to Allah, He has no hesitation because He has invited you. The only thing is how much we can take. And what stops us here is not if we have done little a'mal before, although this can help us if we have done more, but the main thing that stops us if we don't act as a guest. A guest must be very polite to the host. If in front of the host, in the presence of host, I do something bad to myself or to other guests, this is dispolite. Yeah, this is disrespectful. I think if you imagine yourself as a guest and you think, what my host is expecting from me, you would realize in your fitrah that your guest wants you to be very respectful to other guests. Because if you annoy them, you are causing, pain to the host. And if you are kind to them, you go to the heart of the host. Yeah? When the host says that, for example, one of the guests is helping the other one. For example, someone has a small child. Another lady is helping this child, so that that person can eat, that mother. This person who is helping goes to the heart of the host because she is helping my guest. This is why in the months of Ramadan, charity work is very important, because then we can demonstrate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we care about other guests. Yeah? And be very careful about not only not doing haram, but take from dunya as little as possible in this month, so that you are ready to receive more. It's amazing that how by feeding ourselves with the things that we have, we stop Allah feeding us with the things that He has. Yeah? Either you feed yourself or you let Allah feed you. But don't say to Allah, feed me with the same thing that I was feeding myself. Give me food, give me drink, etc. No. For heaven, yes, He will feed you from all kinds of these things. But in heaven, you are not going to make, like progress. This is the time that you need to make progress. In heaven, there is no amal, there is no, progress. But here, we have to make lots of progress in the months of Ramadan. Then Rasulullah said, أنفاسكم فيه تسبيح. When you are a guest of Allah, every minute that you are there, you are guest. It's not that you are the guest when you are doing certain things. Just your presence. For example, how long you were his guest? You don't say, let me, for example, count when I was praying or when I was, doing this. No, you say, I entered this time his house and left this time, so all of it I was his guest. So all the breathing is considered as tasbih, as glorifying Allah. Who can glorify Allah better than his guests? Yeah? The guests are the best people to glorify Allah. وَالنَّوْمُكُمْ فِيهَا عِبَادَةٌ. Night, for example, comes, you are going to sleep in the house of the host. Are you still guest or not? You cannot say, I'm guest only when I'm awake. You are the guest during the day, during the night, you are awake, you are, sleeping. You are always the guest. وَعَمَلُكُمْ فِيهِ مَقْبُولٌ. When you are a guest, whatever you do is accepted, because they don't expect anything from you. Yeah? Just you have to do as a guest. They are very pleased if the guest even, for example, takes one plate, for example, to the kitchen. They don't expect the guest to do many things. Or they don't say, did you wash it properly or not? Let me check, how many times you washed it. They are very accepting. وَدُعَاؤُكُمْ فِيهِ مُسْتَجَابٌ. if you accept hajat and requests of people, when you are a kareem, when you are a kind person, generous person, even someone on the street meets you and asks for help, you offer. What about someone that you have invited as a guest? Is it possible that you refuse to help them? Or if they have haja, you do whatever you can to make your guest happy. So dua are mustajab. Now, what should we do? فَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ رَبَّكُمْ بِنِيَّاتٍ صَادِقَةٍ وَقُلُوبٍ طَاهِرَةٍ. Now, as a sign of appreciation, ask your Lord with honest intentions. Don't cheat. Don't try to be, taking advantage. With honesty and with pure heart, ask your Lord to help you with the best things. In particular, Rasulullah mentions two things here. أن يوفقكم لصيامه وتلاوة كتابه. Of course, later there is also sadaqah. Ask Allah to help you to be able to fast, because fasting is very important part of this feast. Fasting is, like for example, imagine there is a very nice table open for you, a spread for you, and you don't go and sit. Fasting is in the spiritual realm like going and sit next to the table which is opened. Yeah? But instead of physical food, there is a spiritual food. But fasting is to go and sit there. So ask your Lord to give you tawfiq to fast. Many people love to fast, but either they are ill or maybe they are traveling, whatever, they cannot fast. We ask Allah, inshallah, to give all of us and all of believers tawfiq to fast, inshallah. وَتِلَاوَةِ كِتَابِهِ. When you are a guest, what is the best thing to say? Imagine, for example, your host is a poet. What's the best thing to say? To recite his poems. Or he is an alim. Read from his books. Yeah? That's the best thing. You show that you appreciate, you know him. And you don't have ability to speak like him. Yeah? So, recite his book. Tilawat kitabi. فإن الشقي من حرم غفران الله في هذا الشهر العظيم. People who are in greatest misfortune are those who are deprived of maghfirah of Allah in this great month. If a guest cannot please the host and leave the house without being forgiven, that's big herman, yeah? It's deprivation. This must be the minimum you achieve. That you fix the problems of the past and gain much more. But if you leave while you are not yet forgiven, so you have missed the opportunity. You had the best chance of receiving forgiveness when you were the guest. Discuss this next week. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allah. Do you have any questions? Any comment?